Hi, it's MJ. Today I will show you how to make this effect from scratch using VFX Graph. So let's get started. First of all, let's create an empty scene. Add a camera. Set the position to 0, -5. Change the projection to orthographic. And the background type from sky to color. And set the color to black. Add a VFX graph to the scene and create a VFX graph file. Add it to our VFX graph. First of all, let's set the particle positions. Search for a node called set position R circle, and let's remove the velocity node. And now you see our particles get spawned along the circle, and then we want our particles go from center to the outside. So let's add a force. Set the mode to relative. Because the origin is located at 0, so we can easily compute the force direction based on spawn positions. So that's got the position of the particle. And let's normalize it. We can control the intensity of the force with a scalar. Okay, let's set it to our force. You can adjust the scalar to make particle move faster. Okay, now we want our particles to stick to a larger circle. Let's search a node called conform to sphere and change the radius to 4. Let's take a look from scene view. As we select the node, you will see a sphere, and our particle just stick to the sphere. And if we change the radius, our particle will change accordingly. And let's set it to 4. Okay, because we set the ejection force by ourselves, we don't need ejection speed and force here. Let's set them to 0, and that's it. Because I want the particle to stay longer at outer circle, so let's increase the lifetime a bit. And now you see the particles stay longer. Okay, now let's move on to our particle stripe. Add a node called trigger event rate. And let's add a GPU event. And initial particle stripe. And let's also update our particle. And we will render our particle stripe as HDRP lead quad. And let's inherit the position from the source. Now you still cannot see our particle stripe because our stripe is rendered as lead quad. We need some light source. Okay, now you can only see one stripe because we also need to increase the number for our stripe capacity. And here we don't need the color map, so let's just set it to null. And now let's set the lifetime for our particle stripe. Let's give it a number between 0.5 to 1. And I want to decrease the size for our stripe. Now the particle stripe just too big. Let's set it to 0.02. Next, let's add some noise to our particles. And here, we will use Pauline curl noise. And that's just added to our force. Okay, now you see our particle started to look interesting. But they all follow the same direction because we haven't set the coordinate for our noise. And we can use the position of each particle as our coordinate. Okay, cool. And that's change our noise based on time. So let's get the total time and multiply by some vector 3. And let's just give it some random numbers. For example, 0.23 and 0.35 and 0.67, and that's added to our precision. So now our particle just moved based on time. And we can also adjust the frequency for our noise and also the amplitude. Yes, and we don't want our particles go too crazy, so let's just set the amplitude to 1 and frequency to 1.5. Okay, now it looks nice. Now let's increase the number for our particles. Let's also increase the capacity for our particles. Now we have a lot of particles. And now it's time to remove the particle quad itself. We don't need it. But now we don't have enough stripes because we haven't set the capacity for the stripe. Let's set it to the same as our particles. Now it looks a bit crazy right now. Let's decrease the number for particle per stripe count. We don't need that many particles for each stripe. And now our particles look a bit too bright and they look all the same. So let's make some adjustment to the appearance. First, we can set the size, set particle size over life. And let's choose the curve that makes the particle become bigger and reaching its largest point and gradually decreases in size. And now let's do the same for the alpha. Make it change based on lifetime. I think our particle moved too fast. So what we can do is to add linear drag, and it can slow down our particles based on their velocity. So we can adjust the speed by changing the coefficient. And let's just set it to 1. And I also want to increase the radius for our inner circle. So let's set the radius for the arc circle to 1.5. Feel free to use your own parameters as you prefer. I think we finished our visual effect. Let's add some final tweak to our pulse effect. Add a global volume and also create a volume profile. And what we can do is to add exposure. Now everything just looks too bright, so we can adjust the exposure until the details come out. Okay. And next we can add tone mapping, and let's set it to SES, which is commonly used. And finally, we can add some bloom. Set the intensity to 1. But I think it's too strong, so we can increase the threshold. You can adjust the value until the detail comes up again. Okay, and you can also adjust the directional light to control its brightness. Okay, I think it's all about today's video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.